Hello, everybody, and I welcome Leah Mohadev, who is a business and somatics coach, and we hope to learn a lot about somatics as well as business from her today. Right? So, welcome, Leah, and I give it over to you just for a short introduction, and then we dive in into a Q&A session.
Sure. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for this beautiful invitation. Um, yeah, my introduction is I started in the world of somatics. I am a therapist. I've trained in the therapy world and worked one-on-one and with groups. Um, with people for many years. And then like something shifted for me in the last like year and a half when I realized that like the more I get into my body, the more leadership that I own, the more I like have this like connection like with this has to do with the somatics of like my body and like realizing how much power we have. I'm like that is like so related to income and I suddenly started seeing that for myself. And I started seeing that for so many people around me. And I'm like, oh, you could be doing this and you could be doing this and you could be making 10K and 20K and 30K. I'm like, what is happening? Like, so that's sort of where I took my business from just being a therapist to helping people like explode their income um through connecting with their body and their level of self-leadership.
Awesome, awesome. This sounds amazing and so beautiful. Just to let our viewers know, where are you from, and just a little bit about yourself before we go.
Yes. I grew up in New York. I moved to Israel like 4 years ago. I moved here with my husband and we have two little kids right now.
Oh, so
Um
cute.
yeah, and I'm mostly home with my kids. And so I do have very limited time that I work and I love that that sort of became part of my business because that's so much of what I'm into is like you don't need hours and hours every single day to go ahead and explode your income right now. Like
Right,
I'm literally like with my kids mostly like not so much on social media and doing all these things and it's just all you need is the aligned energy. So
right.
yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm so grateful to the world of internet and the world of social media that that we connected and through Shayna. And this has been so amazing. So before, I mean, without taking any further time, I want to ask you a few questions as I have planned. So many of the entrepreneurs, the new people who are starting out, they feel pressure to perform especially during sales calls. So, in your experience, how do you think somatic awareness shifts our approach to selling?
Like how connecting with your body and doing somatic works can help you with
Yes,
selling.
yes, yes. So how,
Yeah.
rather than just traditional selling, as we say, push sell, how
Mhm.
does somatics help us connect more with our body and our, sensations, and then maybe go and sell from there rather than just going and selling the traditional way?
Yeah, I love that. And I really believe in attraction-based selling, and people coming to you, and people seeing your power and your leadership and being like, wow, like I want that and feeling magnetized to you. So, by the way, can people see me? I'm not sure this is video too.
This is
Um,
a recording as of now. They will see you once I upload it on YouTube.
okay, so I wasn't sure if it's like audio also video, but I
Yes,
just want to like
it's
show
a
with
video.
my
It's a video.
like
Yes, it's a video.
okay, great. So I just like want to show with my body and my hands of like something that I would do to prepare myself before a sales call, before a masterclass, before anything that I'm doing with my clients, or even over here. Like just the way, like, let's just talk so simple about like your posture. Like you can be like, oh my God, like I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Is anyone gonna buy or whatever? Or like you go like that with your hands and you're like, oh my God, there is so much abundance in this world. There is so much amazing energy. Like I am manifesting 10, 15, 100 people buying from me right now. And the point of like
Power
where
poses.
yeah, power poses is like it's so much.
Yeah,
Um, my work is a combination of somatics and self-leadership. So
right.
it's not just like the somatics, like, and I want to go more into somatics in a minute, but it's also the like, like when I look up like that and my arms are open, I'm like, 100 people gonna buy from me today. Like I could literally like 100x my income today.
Right.
The point of like where the self-leadership comes in is like, and if that doesn't happen, then I'm not bringing myself down. And if that doesn't happen, that doesn't mean that I quit tomorrow. And if that doesn't happen, that doesn't mean that like that's it, I'm not worthy and all those things. That is where the self-leadership comes in. So like the self-leadership is like as entrepreneurs, like you have to be the one to bring yourself up. No
Yes.
one is going to be doing that for you.
Yes.
Even if you pay a mentor, like no one is doing that for you. No one is coming to you and saying, hey, you're not posting enough. Hey, you're posting, but the energy is not aligned. Nobody is telling you these things. Nobody is giving you like an employee of the month, right? Like you're working for yourself.
I
And
love
that is self-leadership comes in. Yeah,
I
go ahead.
love this. I love this. I remember I was having my community call yesterday and I told them exactly the same thing. Nobody's coming. No one is coming. In Mel Robbins style, nobody is coming to save you. I can also only guide you to a certain extent. And when we apply it to ourselves as leaders, as teachers, as coaches, or whatever we want to call ourselves as entrepreneurs, or whoever is listening as an entrepreneur, nobody is coming. You have to lift yourself up. Even if you have a mentor, they will, like, even if Leah is there, she will push you. But it's your job to lift your weight up, to lift yourself up and take yourself into that energy, feel that energy, and go into that zone of feeling that abundance. So I think that this is so powerful. This is so amazing. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, I just also want to answer from the somatic viewpoint because now, like I was talking about the self-leadership,
Yes.
but somatically, it's about finding this connection that you personally have with your body. And for
Right.
everyone, it's something else. Like for me, it's so much of like singing and dancing and just like moving around. Like I love to twirl. I
Right.
love to bike. Like it's using your body to just find that time and that space inside of you where you feel so powerful that nothing in the world brings you down.
I love it. I love this. I love this approach.
Yeah.
I love this approach of just doing what you feel like, not being pressured to perform. So I think when you do that, even in your day to day life, then you will take the same energy to your sales calls as well.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like exactly. Like when you start leading yourself like that,
Yeah,
like it freaking doesn't matter if that person signed up or not. What matters is how you are leading yourself. And if you lead yourself that way, you're gonna have 100 people running after you. So like, does that sales call matter? No, like it matters where your energy is and what your frequency level is. And if your frequency level is here, then you better put it up there. And if it's not up there, then like you're gonna get just average results. And like the women I help is not, you're not here for average.
yeah,
Like you're here because you're extraordinary. You're here because you're different and unique and you have a message that no one else in the world owns. So
absolutely.
like you've got to vibrate from that frequency level. And when you vibrate from that frequency level, like boom, boom, like things are gonna come to you.
Yeah, yeah. I am loving the way this is going and the way you said that, when you operate at that frequency level, you're going to take everything at that frequency level. And I remember one of my mentors saying that how you do anything is how you do everything. So if
Mm,
you take it from one vibration level, then you will do everything at that vibration level. Otherwise
mhm,
there is no point. Otherwise you're always performing, you're always faking, you're always not embodying really, you are just kind of doing it for the heck of it. Which
mhm.
leads me to my second question, that what are some of the signs that you can tell that somebody is selling from a dysregulated nervous system, or let me put it simply, that somebody is selling not somatically, not body wise, but maybe from just mentally.
Mm. Like you mean people that I would buy from or like clients? Like mm.
No, so yeah, people that you would buy from. I mean, in the sense that how would you? Okay, let's put it this way, that how would you decide that this is the person that I want to buy from, this is the person I don't want to buy from? What makes you go to a mentor? Let me put it that way.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a level of like self-embodiment is the number one like rule that that person would need. So it doesn't necessarily need to be like somatically, but like it's the embodiment. It's like watching that person and knowing and you just having that like soul connection of like this is my person. Like I know this person is like 200 levels before me and above me or whatever that word is and like you're like I want that and you feel that embodiment. Like it's not what someone is saying. Like today's days you can go ahead and say everything you want in ChatGPT. Like you could pretend to be
Right,
someone you're not. But
right.
like it's not going to work if you don't own that inside of your body. So like yeah. I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but like I feel like the embodiment piece is like the most important thing. And you can feel that. Like people ask me, like people find you on Instagram, like, yeah, heck yeah. Like you can feel a person on Instagram. Like you
Right,
can feel someone on social media. You feel their videos, you feel their vibe, you feel their energy. Like
right.
this is not, like the what did I want to
I'll
say?
from your
Yeah.
stories itself, I'll give you a simple example. Whenever I've heard you, I've always, like even now when I'm hearing you, I have always heard you speaking, not fast. You're not exactly slow, but you're definitely not fast. Okay. Then the second thing would be probably, you're not, at least from whatever I've seen, you're not over accommodating. You're somebody who is very open about their pricing, right? And you don't hide, you don't skulk around the corners when somebody asks you the prices. In fact, you are somebody who is very very open about it, that this is what I'm offering, this is what is valued at, and you can take it or leave it or whatever it is. And I think the most important thing about embodiment is, I think when we first connected, it was not as if I was drained off after the call. Like I'll give you a simple example. A few days back I attended a long, very long 7-hour call, and honestly at the end of it, while there was so much to learn, so much to absorb and everything, but the end of, think about morning 10 to evening 5, 7 hours call, I was drained. I had a severe migraine after that. But but the way we interacted in 1.5 hours that day, when we first connected, I was full of energy. Even though it was midnight, it was 11:30, 12 in the night, right? And even today, I was like, okay, if she's available right now, I'm doing this right now. So you're not drained off after talking to somebody. I think that is the kind of person that I would want to go to, that I feel more energetic after connecting with them. So I'm not sure if you and I are talking about the same things, but this is what would pull me, uh, for me to go to a person and buy from them. That is what I would go for.
Yeah, and I would just expand on that for a minute. Like for me, when I pay a lot of money for high level mentorship every single month.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like it's not just high energy because like I am high energy. Like you need like 50,000 times more high energy than I
Yes.
have, but like not in like, oh my God, like hyping it up like what you're saying. It's again, it's like this embodiment of it. Like this is the person I am. And I know even without her telling me, I know that this is how she leads herself every single day in her life besides
Right.
for just business. So like it's like feeling this energy on like an entire different like delusional level.
Right.
Um so yeah.
Right. Great, great. I think that's amazing, that thinking of it in this manner, that it's not just about high energy, because kids have high energy, but I think high grounded energy, I would call it, it's high, but it's very, very grounded, it's very rooted. It's like, you're floating on clouds kind of energy. So,
Hmm.
so I guess that is what I would call it. But so leading me to my next question, that can you share maybe a simple somatic tool that helps people feel safe and grounded, either before or during a sale conversation?
Um I'm trying to think of like a specific tool. I would do I would do a practice like um yeah, I recently like recorded a video that will go on in Instagram, but I just did this whole like yeah, I did that today actually of like for me, it's like whatever in your body feels like it wants to move, like to just move that, okay? Like to maybe put on music that you love, okay? Put on some drummings, put on something that is like activating for you. Get yourself into the poses that feel good for you. What I did today, like just to record this video, I literally was just like feeling this like energy in my fingertips, and I'm like, I'm just gonna move my fingers and my hands around. Like this is not about doing something specific. This is
Right.
not like, oh, like when you look up at the sky, all the money's gonna come flying. This is about you getting so powerful inside of yourself and having this level of self-leadership. Again, like going back to the leadership that like nothing in the world is going to stop you. So it's like you can overthink of like what's the right content strategy or what's the right like offer strategy or what's all those right things, but like it's not about that, it's not about that, and it's not why people invest tons of money in mentorship. People invest a lot of money to get them connected to their own power. So
Absolutely.
like yeah, so going back to like what you're asking for like a specific somatic practice, like I would just like start moving things in your body. Put on a song. Like again, like I'm feeling this in my arms right now, just feeling so activated and exciting like doing this with you right now. I would just like raise my hands, start dancing, start moving your body, move your hips, like I would do a lot of that. And that's a lot, like, usually, and that's how I open up my sessions with my clients to just get them into the mode, like, put the highest frequency level for the next hour that we spend together. And that comes from your body. Like that freaking comes from your body, and then like you feel it all over, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, like something is changing. I'm in the exact same space, the physical space that I was 5 minutes ago, but something changed. And from there, you go ahead and do your sales goal. And from there, you go ahead and do content. And from there, you go ahead and do anything for your business. Everything is up leveled. Everything is on an entirely like a new frequency level.
Awesome, awesome. I love this. But I want to ask you, I'm not sure if you work only with women, because women are more about embodiment and connected to their body, and they're more inclined towards movement. Say you spoke about moving hips or stuff like that. But I want to understand, if you work with the men, then what kind of practices would you give them?
I don't usually get inquiries from men. I did have one man who has done like a very short-term package with me, like mostly on Telegram, so we didn't have any actual calls.
Okay.
I'd say that it was harder to work with him. So I don't think it's like men or women. Like I do cater my work towards women, but like I know that there are men seeing my content too.
Yes.
And if there's a man that feels connected to that, like cool. But I haven't like had any men on my calls yet. So
Okay. But I'm just creating a hypothetical scenario. If you had a man on your call, then
mhm.
how would you guide them somatically?
Um, I would do the exact same things I do for women. Like I don't think it's different. Like if they don't feel comfortable moving their hips or moving their body, like we would find a way to get them comfortable. Like this specific man who was in my container, that was like a very short-term container, but it was all about like him finding his voice, and becoming an entrepreneur. And he had a lot of ideas of what he wants to do and how much money he wants to make and all that. And what I realized was like the first thing for him was that he didn't realize how money comes from the person you are being. And
Yes.
he was being a person who was just running after the money, and he wasn't being a person who was, I'm like, what do you do for hobbies? And he had none. He didn't have a single thing that he'd like to do outside of work and just being with his family. And I'm like, what do you love to do with your family? Like, what do you love to do? And you couldn't answer that question for me. So
Right.
again, like this is not like, saying like men or women, it's not like segregating it at all. I'm just like like that one specific like that experience that I had with him, I'm like, sometimes people are at the level, like I don't think it's a difference between men and women. I just think sometimes people are at that level where they're like, oh my God, like I want what you're saying that you can give me, but like when we go deeper, it's like, okay, but let's first find your hobbies. Like, let's first find what freaking lights you on fire. Because if you don't know what lights you on fire, then what are you selling?
Yeah,
What are you, what is this? This is all about passion. This is something that's in your heart. This is not like I'm selling a product. This is something you're selling something that is like a part of you. So like, yeah, so like I wouldn't say like it's different of like a man or a woman, but like I would definitely like go to the basics, like moving your body. Like I don't care how you want to move your body, but like moving your head, moving your shoulders, like everyone can do that. Moving your
right.
hands, moving your
Absolutely.
legs.
Yes.
So
You can do
like
that
it's
sitting also. You can just move the hands, anywhere, wherever you want to. I mean, that's the most basic
yeah.
thing you can do.
Yeah, it's just about getting connected to that passion and that heart. And like
Right.
that's the first thing I need to feel from you. Like if like a client is like, okay, like I want to hear about your offers. Like I want to know that they can be connected. Like there is something there that is igniting them.
Right, right. And that brings me to my next question that because we spoke about moving the body and somatics. So I want to understand that uh, how does our body language and tone unconsciously shape our brand identity? You just think
Oh,
about it.
yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh, that's everything. That is everything. And it's actually funny because I just like, you get these like Facebook memories that come up. And I saw something that I posted maybe like 6 or 8 months ago. And I'm like, wow, like I cannot believe that was me. But it was. And I'm proud of it because I'm a very big believer of just moving, just going where you are right now. Like stop waiting to be perfect. You've got to move right now.
Yeah,
So but the truth is like my body like was super close. My posture was like super like not here, like so afraid of like looking someone in the eye. Like I would not have a close up of me. Like it was just so like just like my brand spoke for where I was at that point. Like it
right.
really spoke for that. So like you're asking like how what was the question again? Like
So I asked you, how does our body language and tone is the voice tone, unconsciously shape our brand identity?
yeah. So when you hold, and this is also so much of the work that I do, is like we have beliefs inside of our body that keep us stuck sometimes. Okay. So it's not just like our mind. And I know that you do a lot of the similar work too.
Yes.
So if you have a belief that making money is bad, when you talk about selling, you're going to close up. Like
Right.
you might not see it, but your clients are going to see it.
Right.
If you have a belief of like leadership being bad, you're going to show up on your page and like not be your full self. And and people are going to sense that energy. They're not going to be able to place it. They're not going to say, "Oh, this is what it is," but they're going to sense it. And once you open that up and once you reprogram that body belief inside of you about leadership, impact, money, power, all those things, something is going to change. And people might not be able to say like, oh, this is what changed. They're not going to be able to pinpoint, but they're going to know something changed in this person.
Right.
And then people are certainly going to become so attracted to you.
Right.
So it's everything. Like posture and tone is everything. And the tone is also in how you're writing things.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's everything. But also, like, first of all, it's everything. And at the same time, like, we can't fake it. Like, if you're not there yet, you also can't fake it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, again, like, ChatGPT could give you something that, like, feels sassy and all, but
Yeah.
like, for you if you're not there, it's not happening. It's
Yeah.
not gonna land. It's not gonna feel like
Yeah.
your voice.
I know what you mean. I've seen this change. I think we spoke maybe about a month and a half back. I don't remember. And since then, I have been doing a lot of deeper work on myself. And I have seen how I have changed from there. And that shows up in the way I show up on Instagram. And yes, I have to say that she was one of the catalysts in there. So thank you, Leah, for that late night call. I mean, honestly, that was somewhere that was the start. and I really wish someday we would work together. But yes, that was definitely the start. So from then on, the way I started showing up, and I don't know, I mean, I know you follow me, but I don't know if you've seen the kind of shift that has happened. But yes, I think I've become much more open about sharing my own struggles and my own stories, um, and that is how I am showing up right now, rather than just thinking from a different perspective that okay, people need this or that or what, but this is who I am and this is how I'm going to show up. And for I think the question I asked you about the men was because today I made a post about men, and I've been contemplating about whether I should work only with women. But given our society, I feel men need much more of the work that I'm doing. And I mean, I'm not saying more than the women, but I think what I wrote in my community today was that women have been asked to suppress, or rather taught to suppress, their desires, and men have been taught to suppress their emotions. And it's completely different, but both have been suppressed is the point. And that is why I would want to work with both men and women and provide a sacred space for the both of them. So yes, so thank you for that answer, and thank you for being there, doing what you're doing. And which brings me to my next question is that what are some of the somatic patterns that create disconnect between how we think we are showing up and how we are actually perceived?
Hmm.
So perception of how we think about ourselves versus perception of how we are perceived in the outer world.
Interesting. First of all, I just want to thank you for saying that and like for just giving that testimonial like that. I just need to go to that for a minute because when people understand that like this is soul work, like people are drawn to this because they know they have a message to give.
Yes,
And this is nothing to do with sales. This is nothing to do with anything. This has to do with you spreading a message and a light that you have to give.
absolutely.
And sometimes those messages come back and sometimes they don't. Like,
Yes.
like just randomly, I received someone told me like someone living in Hawaii told me about like how my podcast episode like just really impacted her, and I'm like, thank you. I didn't even know you're listening to this. Like,
Right.
and that really means a lot. Like that really means a lot. And I know that you know that too. Like being an entrepreneur, it's like you're constantly giving out a lot.
Yes.
And hearing these things back, I'm like, wow, like your life and your Instagram has been changed since coming to my class. Like what an absolute honor. Like an absolute honor. And thank you so much for saying that.
Thank
So
you. I would thank you because, and people who are listening, she did not ask me to do this. It is just a genuine thank you from the heart, from one somatics person to another, kind of, whatever you want to call it, or from one entrepreneur to another. It's a genuine thank you to her because she is amazing in what she does, and in that one call she did end up helping me, and I didn't even realize I was struggling, but it just happened. So yeah, thank you again.
yeah, sure. So just like answer your question, like I'm understanding your question is like how you're saying like we perceive ourselves a certain way
Yes.
and,
How
and
do
what
we show up versus,
mm,
so for example, this is the persona that I'm showing up as. How do people perceive me, and how does somatic pattern, or what are the somatic patterns that create a disconnect between that, between our thinking and between the people's thinking? Let me put it that way.
well I think this is all like vibration and frequency levels. So like I think people are going this is so interesting that you're asking this because I actually thought of this today and I wanted to like create something for it for my podcast or something. Like sometimes people think like, oh, I'm not liked, or people don't want to be friends with me. Like if that is your frequency level, like that is your story, and that is always going to stay your story. If you change that story and you change that frequency level, you're going to show up differently. You're going
Right.
to put on makeup. You're going to show up with clothing that makes you feel so excited and alive. You're going to start doing a project that makes you feel like oh my God, like there's soul and life and there's things going on in this world, right? So like I think people are going to perceive you the way that you choose. Like it is entirely up to us.
Right,
I can go onto Instagram and be like, I have this is exactly what my class is about on Sunday. Like from whispering your offer to roaring. Like, I have this offer and like it might change your life and it might not. Like, yeah, that's how people are going to perceive you of like, okay, she's saying something interesting. Or like, this is absolutely going to change your life. And I know it because I'm owning my message, and that is roaring it. And when you show up like that person, guess what? You're going to receive that frequency level back. That's like suddenly like, first of all, like you can literally be giving the exact same message in both of those classes. But
right,
that second class, when you're coming with that energy,
right,
people's lives already changed because
right.
you're owning it.
Right, right. This is so true, and I think I just want to add to this that even the opposite is true. When you are trying to show up as confident, but you're not inside, it will show up in your body, and I think people will see it that you are not what you are showing up to be, probably. So I guess it's about feeling what you're feeling in your body and then leading from there, going
Mm.
from there, that whatever is my body telling me today. For example, for me, it's like I just recently realized that, I mean, I've been experiencing certain hip pain for a very, very long time now. It's been 6 7 years, even though I'm in the work of yoga and fitness and everything. But this is some pain that I got around the same time as I got my nervous breakdown in 2016, and after that it developed. And then from then on, it's just been a constant story that okay, I will suppress this and I will do something else. I will suppress this, I will work on the fitness. I will suppress this, I will go to the gym. And now it's come to a point where I'm like, I'm done with the doctors and the therapists and everybody else, and I want to take care of it. I want to take care of my hips because it's just killing me. It's every single morning, and I can't go on with this every single time. So I guess it's just about realizing what is your body trying to tell you and really listening to it and paying attention to it, and then going from there, that what is the work that you need to do, and then you do it that way, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, and I also want to understand there are a lot of people, even I know personally, a lot of people who feel so threatened by being visible. Okay, so I was having this conversation with a friend of mine in the evening, and I was just telling her that, oh, you could be an amazing, somebody who can teach about prenatal yogic practices as well as a parenting coach. You could be someone like that. But okay, all right, so you could be someone like that. Then just but she's not ready to be visible. So why is it so difficult for women, especially, or empaths, to be visible? Why does visibility threaten them?
Yeah, I do think this has to do with like again like the connection of like the body beliefs that we have, but not like in your head, like in your cells and your DNA. Like as women, like we're taught to like be quiet. As women, we're like taught that leadership is a bad thing and like having an impact is a bad thing. And like to totally like rewire that in your body takes work. But it's work that is so worth it because then you start getting paid on a level that like you've never imagined in your life, and you start making your yearly income into a month because suddenly something has changed in your body, and you
Right.
start showing up like the person like you're meant to show up, and like the woman that you were always meant to. They just like told us to be quiet, right? And to shut down. And
Right.
like now is the time to just rewire that and go beyond that.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Leah. And I wish that we could continue on this conversation longer, but I know you have a hard stop now. So thank you so much for being here on this platform, and love what you do. Lots of love to you. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, sure. I'm so happy. Thank you for this honor and privilege.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Right.
Bye.